Welcome back to Charm on Travel, Angry on Wheels, spooky paranormal investigation. Does it even matter anymore?
Spooky.
Today we're in search of pie. I would like pie. Last time I rolled on a cold, chilly day, I stopped for pie, and it was the best pie I have ever had. But it happened to be at my parents' house, because that's still the best apple pie I've ever had. Made from the apples in the orchard, and with love. I had a spooky camp scheduled last night, but plans fell through. At any rate, I had heard an anonymous report that there is a ghost tiger in Ohio down around Berlin Center. And supposedly, the story goes, back in 2003, in Harlem, New York, there was a man who kept a tiger and other wild animals in, I downshifted, no reason to do that, I didn't realize how slow I was going. Kept a tiger and other wild animals in his, apartment, and I don't know if it was, I think it was a big, high-rise apartment complex. The tiger ended up biting him. But the story is really strange because he sublet his apartment also. So there were people that were surprised when they were subletting from him and saw a tiger roaming free in his apartment. But the woman says she just got used to it after a while. So I don't know if she was in really desperate straits or what the deal was there. But the tiger was relocated after it was sedated by the NYPD in a very dramatic repelling maneuver down to the man's apartment, where he shot the tiger after drilling. I think they drilled holes through walls to find out where the tiger was, and then they sedated this tiger. But it was then relocated to Berlin Center, Ohio, Berlin Center, Ohio. And there is a animal rescue, an animal sanctuary called Noah's Lost Animals, or Noah's Ark's Lost Animals, or something like that. It has since shut down, but the tiger named Ming lived there for some time before passing in 2019. Very majestic. It was a Siberian and Bengal mix. But if you see a ghost tiger sort of shimmering in the woods down at Berlin Center, you know that it's Ming. As he's not threatening or anything. I mean, he doesn't attack, but I guess it gives people quite a fright. A little bit of frost on the ground this morning. I've got a icy road warning on my motorcycle. Is that a plow truck? It's not a plow truck. I wasn't going to mention this, but I've been reading. There's an Instagrammer, a famous Instagrammer, YouTuber, and I've actually forgot her name, but she's a farmer in Kansas, I think. But she is real big on the Wim Hof method and taking ice baths and that sort of thing. And I tuned into a live stream once and asked her, why are you doing this? And it's been a while, but I'm pretty sure she said that, it was a way to deal with trauma. She's experienced some traumatic loss in her life. Not sure what's going up here. And it was just a way for her to cope, like a grieving mechanism. And she suggested that I read the Wim Hof method by Wim Hof, the European who is known as the Iceman. But anyways, he advocates a breathing exercise combined with cold plunges, either cold showers or cold plunges. And you start slowly at first, and then you work up to longer duration. But I guess you don't have to do it very long to begin seeing the benefits, only about a minute. And I started with cold showers, and I did it in the spring, early spring. It was still winter, it was still snow on the ground when I started. And it does wake you up, and it allows you to control your breathing too. It teaches you how to control that initial shock when you hit the cold. it's also something cryotherapy is used for muscle recovery. And that's mainly how I used it when I was working out. And I really did notice a difference after taking these cold plunges and the cold exposure. Temperature is 32 degrees. This is about the temperature it was up on Beartooth Pass when I headed out up that way. When I went over the peak, it was snow on the ground. But then, of course, you warm back up when you come back down. I packed some coffee, brought it with me, so I'm gonna try to find a spot here to watch the sunrise. You can see a lot of steam coming up off the ponds and such. That just looked a little suspiciously like ice to me. I'm kind of taking it a little easy. We've heated back up to 36.5 degrees. This has been your weather report. There's a storm coming today and rain, so I want to get the last of the fall foliage. I don't know if you've ever lived up north where the leaves change, but usually the first storm or the first rain that you get, it blows all the leaves off the trees. I would still be in my sleeping bag right about now had I went camping. And you would have missed all of this. The second, or the first, I guess I should say, golden hour. Given the temperature and the sheen on the road here, I mean, I can't tell if it's just cold or if it's ice, but I'm gonna slow down for these curves that I know are coming up here. I think that was switchgrass on the right. It's grown for a biofuel. I should have slowed down a little bit further. Whoa, that corner really makes me nervous. There might actually be a little bit of ice here on this surface. We're back down to 31 degrees now. So I stopped and warmed up and got some coffee. And man, that church is beautiful. There's some very beautiful churches out this way. And already I can see we've lost quite a bit of foliage since last time. It's sort of getting that dingy color now, that dingy brown color. I'm gonna move up closer toward the lake because it's warmer up there. And also I am out of range of pot. we need to tighten our proximity to pi. And I looked at my notes from the Wim Hof method when I read it, but I wasn't able to find the section that I enjoyed the most. I guess I didn't highlight it, I didn't note take it, but it was more about the biology of it and the effects on your physiology. And there's a system that is supposedly involuntary, but using the Wim Hof method, you can learn supposedly to control it. And there's really not any other explanation for how Wim Hof is able to do what he does, or how the monks in Tibet are able to melt the snow around them during meditation, other than they've acclimated and gained some control of that circulatory system. But there's another name for it. I can't think of it. It's the nervous aspect that the nerves that control the circulatory system that make it possible in your brain, that allows you to contract and expand those and regulate your body temperature better. But I believe he and others like him have given talks to military organizations like I think like the Navy SEALs and stuff like that, special operations, teaching them how to control their inflammatory response and their circulatory response. The book does talk a little bit about epigenetics and being able to modify your code by taking greater control of your seemingly involuntary reactions to the world. But Wim Hof is a pretty interesting character. The story that I found most endearing about him is that he delivered papers as a boy, and he did so, on his bicycle, just as old. I think it was an old, like, fixed gear bicycle, and in the cold and all weather. And he's a big proponent of cycling. And I also enjoy riding a bicycle. I think I'm most disappointed with snow coming that I won't be able to get on my bicycle. Maybe I'll get one of those fat tire bikes. Or, I don't know if they make studded bicycle tires. I generate a great deal of heat, so I like when it's a little bit cooler to cycle. I had to glance down at my speed there. I was wasn't sure how fast I was going. A police officer. We're getting some color now, closer to the lake where it's warmer. It doesn't take much for the leaves to, it was pretty much peak when I filmed last time. And they're ready. We'll just fly right off. Hi, the search continues. I was able to eradicate all of the vices in my life save for coffee and pie. Oddly enough, my balls are chilly. They're basically shielded from the wind. I don't understand why that's the part of me that is most cold. Let me try the Wim Hof ball warming method. It's not working. Actually, it's not that bad, but that really it says TMI, but that really is the part of me that's chilly. There's another pumpkin. Resist the urge. I'm not taking my coat off today. Although we're up to a balmy 41 degrees now. We are back over the freezing line. The village of Jefferson. Oh, how cool. Awesome house. Very neat. And he missed that thing too. That's a great job. Attaboy, Enterprise. Attaboy. I mean, it was a rental truck. In which case, even more impressive. Corner bar. We got the station coffee and pastry drive-through only. Okay, I wonder if they're open. Do that. We're up to 44.6 degrees up on the lakeshore. This has been your weather update. The leaves are a lot prettier up here. The lake shields us and keeps us warm, nurtures us. She pulls us in tight to her bosom, where we suckle. Detour 20 west, oh no! That's alright, this whole ride's been a detour. Oh, wow. A Civil War statue of some sort. I thought about eating my pumpkin bar at the gas station, but there was the smell of something dead, like maybe a rodent. So that was pretty gross. Yeah, that's pretty. That's a beautiful house in there on the right. is this? A tank? Battle Tank Memorial. Oh, that's really something. Read that plaque. I've never seen this tank. M60 A3 TTS Patton main battle tank. 57 tons. Can go 300 miles without filling up. 385 gallon fuel tank. .62 millimeters, got 308 machine gun, thermal tank sight, and a 50 cal. And the main gun, 105 millimeter. Wow. Huh. It's really wild. Must have lights on it of some kind. It's really cool. Let's review our smashed pumpkin bar from the station in Jefferson. Pumpkin is below a layer of... Pumpkin bar was pretty good. It had sort of like an oat or granola crust on it. Below that crust, it sort of had like a pumpkin glaze or pumpkin frosting. I'd probably liken it more to like a pumpkin frosting. And below that, there was what seemed like a pumpkin cake, but it was very earthy. It had a lot of, I'm in a really wrong gear here. Had a lot of seeds in it, like a lot of grains. It seemed like it was pretty rich, and I liked it better than pumpkin pie. So I wonder if they sell that in something larger than just a $3 bar. But I thought that was good. Why, this is fire lane here, isn't it? Fire Crotch Road. That wasn't even funny. I don't even know why I laughed at that. I had heard once that the foliage is most beautiful against the gray backdrop, that a blue sky sometimes drowns out the color. But I know in photography, like a diffuse light is often a better light for photographing subjects. And a diffuse light is provided by a cloud cover, so maybe this will be a beautiful ride here. I can hope so. It does look good. Or I should have made wow, that's a beautiful cemetery too, Perry Cemetery. Wow, that's gorgeous. And a pretty awesome skeleton display across the street. Probably should have went to the light. Ooh, is that a raindrop or garbage? Ooh, I think it's rain. Or whatever this thing is. What is this thing? Some flying off this truck, most likely. And thanks for joining me on this below freezing temperatures ride to catch the last bit of fall foliage and to have a pumpkin bar from the station in Jefferson, and also to shop for a tank. It does appear to be raining, but we're up to 53.6 degrees now, so we've ranged like a 25 degree temperature swing here.